Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm taking a walk in grace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. Where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350am.com, click and listen live, or 1400, click and listen live. Go down to Church Webcast on Google Chrome, and you can hear us. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400, WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram is here. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Promise?
Promise. Go over to YouTube right now. Go to Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, or you can go at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like. Make sure you share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out. All right, shout it out. That's right, shout it out. Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Had a wonderful weekend. Wonderful.
You had a birthday. You feel any different?
Wonderful weekend. Had a great weekend. Did a lot of wonderful things.
That's wonderful. I had a great weekend, of course, I love the weekend. But I'm glad it's Monday. I want to get up, rolling, and popping. So many things to do. And one of the things is to be here with you all on FYI Radio Show. Make sure you all make a comment in the chat. Make sure you kind of like give your opinion about things. It's a lot going on, and we're going to get to going because this is FYI Mondays Sports Talk.
That's right. It's Sports Talk on Monday, and a lot of things around the city, around the town, around the world has been happening. You know, the WNBA, they had great basketball games on also, and the NFL started their preseason this week.
But you know what? Before we get into that, I wanted to kind of like talk just a minute about boxing, women's boxing, and the fact that Layla Ali refuses to meet the challenge from Clarissa Shields. Layla recently refused to fight Clarissa, and Clarissa claims she secured a $15 million purse for the fight, which was a figure Ali had previously mentioned as the amount needed to come out of retirement. I don't know about you all, but have you all seen Clarissa fight? I don't know. I think as good as Layla is, she's a champion, but Clarissa is a new school sister, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't even want to be in the ring for $25 million with her. But who knows? That may change, Miss Steve. What you think about it?
Layla Ali is in retirement, and I don't blame Layla. She can
Oh,
look at her daddy and see all the marks that he has taken toll on him in this day and age. So she did good. Get out of the game. Get out of the game while you're ahead of the game.
well, look, you all in the chat, let us know. Do you think that Layla and Clarissa should fight? I mean, it would be great marketing. It would be great sports. It would be great for women's boxing. And I definitely would look at it. But I'm not sure. I can't say that Layla is, not able to. I'm just saying that Clarissa is no joke.
Well, she just started out in the rankings and she's trying to get her name. And one of the biggest names that she's trying to jump on is Ali. And because she's trying to get a name, make a name for herself, she went to from the bottom to the top. So now when she's come to messing with Ali, she's got to use wisdom and knowledge because Layla has beaten everybody to stay at the top. So, and then she retired because she made it to the top. And so since she retired, then that don't mean that Layla going to be that crazy and all the money in the world to come out of retirement.
We'll see. Everybody have their price, but hey, she may be done with it. I'm not sure, but let's see if Clarissa can bait her into getting in the ring. This is going to be some interesting boxing if that happens. But today we're going to cover the WNBA games, winners and losers. But what's going on? There's a lot going on in sports. I mean, we can hardly keep up with it. We got the WNBA games for the week, Mr. E. Can you give us some numbers?
Well, you got the WNBA. Before you get started, your boy Trump's supposed to be messing around with the WNBA and all that old mess. He needs to stay where he's supposed to be in the White House doing White House things.
But what you call it brought that to the front?
Stephen Smith brought it to the table.
Brought it, but I'm saying, is he making a big deal out of it? Stephen Smith can run on. The mouth is he got a furious mouth. Is he just talking, just bringing up some stuff just to be bringing it
Stephen
up?
Smith,
or what?
Stephen Smith, with his big mouth, he has a tendency of shooting off at the gap. He's trying to put Caitlyn into it, along with President Trump. Anything that he can do to make that mighty dollar, he's right on the point. But let's go to WNBA 2025. The season is underway with all the games happening throughout the week, including today's game, August the 10th. That the T date includes All-Star games, July the 19th. Let's look at all the games that's been going on since Friday. Mm-hmm. Since Friday in the WNBA, the Majestic played against the Lynx, and the Lynx beat them by 4 points, 80-76. And then the Storms played against the Acers, and the Acers beat them 90-86. And then in the league, that's still Angel Reese and Caitlyn are still out. They're still out. And then there's another young lady that's out for the Fevers also. So we'll get to that in just a few. But the Fevers are still winning games because they played on August the 9th on Saturday. They played against the Stars. They played against the Stars, and the score was 92-70. Then the Sparks played against the Villandale, and the score was on Saturday 72-59.
Okay.
And then they went on to Sunday game, and what great games that they had on Sunday. They had the Aces playing against the Suns, the Storms playing against the Sparks, the Dreams playing against the Mercers, and the Wings played against the Majestic, and Liberty played against the Lynx. But when the Liberty got up to play against the Lynx, and Liberty is a 20-11 team, and the Lynx are 27-5, and they begin to play, and Miss Smith came out there with 8 points
and 9 rebounds to make the score 83-71 to the Lynx. And then the Majestics played against the Wings. Now the Majestics are 14-17. They won 14 games and lost 17, and the Wings are 8-24.
Wow.
They still number 10 in the bracket, number 11 in the bracket. So you know, and since playoff is coming around the corner, you can expect them to go home because they still lost to the Majestic, who was a 14-17 score team, to 91-78. And then the Dreams played against the Mercuries, and the Dreams are 20-11, and the Mercuries are the 19-12. That's not a bad deficit, but the score was 74-66. And then the Storms played against the Sparks, and when the Storms played against the Sparks, the score was 94-91. And Sky, she did a wonderful job. And when Sky did that job, she came out on top. And so that's the WNBA game. Then turn around, the Suns played against the Acers. And since the Suns played against the Acers, and the Suns are 18-4, now you can rest assured that the Phoenix Suns are going home. They are going home, and they are 5-25. They are
5-25.
That's right. They only won 5 games. They played a total of 30 games and only won 5 out of the 30 games. So you can rest assured that they're going home, and that's little Doc Rivers' little granddaughter. She's going home along with the rest of them. I played against Miss Wilson, and the score was 94-86. You know, and so when you look at that, the playoff is right around the corner, so you can get ready for the WNBA playoff women's basketball game playoff. Caitlin should be back. Angela should be back in the lineup real soon, so that you know that this playoff status. Can we go ahead and get that? Because they're running right into the football season.
Well, I wanted to mention that Caitlin and Angel, they are out, but their teams are proven to just continue to go forth. You know, I think it's okay when they are out to shine on some of the other players. They have great players, and they should highlight who else is on the team. You know, it's not only one star, but there's plenty of people that make that team what it is. But we're going to continue to look at these games. Like Ms. E said, those playoff games are coming around real soon. And it will begin in September 14th.
That's right.
As a matter of fact. The game's going to be broadcast on various channels: ABC, ESPN2, CBS Sports Network, and the WNBA League Pass. Have we talked anything about, or have you heard a lot about the Women's Football League? Are we what's happening with that, Ms. E?
Well, when you started looking at the Women's Football League, they really aren't trying to make a name for themselves. They're out there playing, and it's called WNFL, Women's Football League. When you started looking at it, they're still trying to add more and more to the Women's Football League. When you look at the Women's Football League, you find that the Women's National Football Conference is a professional, full contact Women's American Football League in the USA. And if there's any questions that you like, is there a woman in the no, there are several women's. There isn't a woman NFL, but the NFL in the National Football League is a professional American football league, and it's exclusively for men. That's the NFL. While women do play football, is a different league and a different level, including high school, college, and professional women. you know, at professional women. And then there's a question why the WNFL is not a league. There isn't a WNFL, but it's a WN with women's football, but it's not WNFL yet, primarily due to the combinations of factors, lack of investments. They don't have a lack of investors, low perceived demand, and the perception of football as a male dominant sport, where while women football league exit and at various levels. They haven't gained the same level of popularity or financial backing as the NFL or even the WNBA.
Not yet.
Not
Good
yet.
morning, Tracy Porter. Tracy says Michael Vick's daughter is taking over in the league. Tell us a little bit more, Tracy. We also want to say good morning to Sheila Robbins. And then we have some folk over here on Instagram, KEKAYE 365. Then we have no underscore UFAL, I believe, underscore NOFAL join. And then we have A underscore G underscore wait underscore H join. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you all say something in the chat for us. Give us some information. Tracy, tell us a little bit more, if you can, in the chat about Michael Vick's daughter. She said it's taking over the league. Mr.
She's
E, have
taking
you
over
heard?
the flag football league.
It's not football.
It's not London
Women's
Vic.
flag, here she is, women's flag
Right.
football.
London Vic is playing in the women's flag football league.
That's cool.
And Jada Vic, where Jada, what college does Jada Vic go to? If you want to know anything, but London Vic is one of the greatest flag football players in the flag football league.
Absolutely.
You know, she's playing football also.
Well, that's how it starts. I mean, it starts with those names, those brands. Michael Vick, when you mention him now, here's his daughter. Of course, you know, you're going to bring attention to things. But we saw where women's basketball, at one time it wasn't a women's basketball league. It wasn't a WNBA. We know how it starts. It starts with starting, and then it continues to get bigger and bigger. And look at it now. It is bringing all the boys to the yard. It's bringing money, sponsors, you name it. And we're looking to see football do the same thing, women's football. So thanks for that that information. We're going to talk a little bit right now because we smell something in the air, and that's called the NFL. I'm telling you, they're already starting some things. Mr. E, give us some tea on that.
They already started the preseason.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
They're in the preseason now. This is preseason before the real game started. And, you know, you're seeing the best of those who came from the college and best of those who's been picked to play in the NFL. You see leaders who played in the NFL out there playing, like Wilson. Wilson been in the league for such a long time. He's out there in preseason trying to get him a starting position, you know, out there. Long as Wilson has been in the league, now he done went from being with the Seattle Seahawks, from being with the team last year. Now he's with the New York Giants in our division. He's with the Giants trying to get a place in the league. Well, here's a point for my good friend, Mr. Wilson. You need to just take a leave of absence and retire.
Oh, why? He's still a star.
He still is not a star. He's a has-been. Have several seats because your numbers, and you're embarrassing yourself, and your numbers are going down.
We shall see. I tell you what, he's still in there. He's still going to get a chance to show himself, play, and they'll determine where he stands in this thing called football. But there's a young man that's been out in the news this weekend, Shador Sanders. Wow, let's talk about him for a moment. They say he is out there and he don't bit more care. He's doing his thing. What's the tea?
Well, when you look at Shador Sanders is Deion Sanders' son.
Right.
And he's a preseason rookie and he's out there playing with the Cleveland Browns in the spot of a
Absolutely.
quarterback. He looked real good this weekend, and he looked strong. He looked full fledged to the NFL quarterback position. But he's got other folks that's ahead of him just trying out for the same position. One thing I can say about the Cleveland Browns and the NFL, they're not letting name brand to get them into that position. He's got to show himself first before he can get to play that spot called quarterback.
Well, Stephen Smith again has a problem with that. He feels like it's a setup for him not to be as successful. They saying, why are these other people before him? Why are they putting him down on the totem pole? Stephen Smith have a lot to say about it.
Say about Sanders.
Yes.
What is Stephen Smith
He
saying?
said that they putting him down on the bottom tier, so he
Well, he
can
still
not
got.
have the success. That's what he
He's
said.
still. I'm in agreement with Stephen Smith.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you got to show yourself, before you can get out there and play. Not because his daddy is Dion, played with the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Not because his daddy played in the league. Sometimes names don't get you in position.
Well, he
You know,
feel like he should be in a better position.
well,
That's why Stephen is fussing about it.
see, he's a quarterback, and you got other folks that's starting off in there. We'll see what he does in this preseason. The meaningless preseason games, perhaps, but Sanders points out Friday evening. The game is not meaningless. To
Mhm.
the players trying to make the squad. See, he's out there with the rest of the
Mhm.
boys trying to make the squad. He's already
Right.
on the team. He got drafted, got the team, but that does not mean that he's got a spot on the team yet,
Mhm.
because there's other folks trying also to get. There's other quarterback. That's why they have
Absolutely. That's
preseason.
right.
So he's got to show what he can do and show himself worthy, to be. It's just like taking him and having him go to the Super Bowl and they ain't played not one pass. Same way with LeBron James getting up there. Same way with LeBron James. LeBron James' son is up there playing football, and everybody thought that LeBron James' son supposed to be jumped in the big league, and everybody say he need to go back down there to the G League.
Well, they
You
said he
know,
looked good. He looked strong. He looked like a full-fledged NFL quarterback. It says his goal is to put pressure on the Cleveland Browns and on his chief rival for a roster spot. Fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel, mission accomplished. A national audience that for 4 months had waged a ferocious social media debate over Sanders' merits as a quarterback. So a confident, self-assured rookie led Cleveland to a 30-10 preseason victory over the Carolina
and
Panthers.
that's one of well, you got to remember. Look at the squad. Cleveland Brown had a great record last year. The Carolina Panthers was at the bottom of the totem pole all last year and the last 2 years, and so he got out there amongst a bunch of rookies, and but not rookies, but everybody that's trying out for a squad. So for a spot. So I'm proud of him getting out there. I'm proud of
Yes.
him trying to get out there. And get out there and play the game. The typical people don't like to take those too much serious, but like that, our Super Bowl, that's each and every player's Super Bowl, he said. Yes, there were flashes of some called hero ball that Sanders played throughout his college, collegial career. The scramble back and forth when he did wonderful. I saw him dip and dab a
Yes.
little bit. So he's got good feet. He's got good
Mhm.
speed, and yes,
Yes.
he's going to be a good
Absolutely.
candidate if the Cleveland Browns accept him on the
Well,
field.
Stephen Smith said it's a setup for failure. He feel like they're setting him up to not succeed. But this man, not only who his daddy is, but he has faith in God. They believe in faith. They believe in God, And they just believe that all things are going to work together for good for them because they do love the Lord and they do serve God. So they're not worried. Stephen is really how he talk, but these guys, Sanders, he's gonna keep pressing on to be what he is. You can't mess with destiny. Destiny, if he's destined to be the great, he great, he gonna be it. You can't all the talk, all the positions they put you in, all the things they say about you is not gonna do. It's gonna be up to you to get to where you need to go, and destiny will pull you to that place. But in the meantime, Miss Lee, what else is going
Well, when
on?
you listen to going back to Stephen Smith, you got to look at Stephen Smith. He's got the biggest mouth, and he's a commentator, and he's a radio host. He's an American television personality, radio host, and a sports analyst. Now he is one of the luckiest sports hosts and sports analysts for ESPN because they got rid of a whole lot
Yes,
of him, and
absolutely.
he just didn't make the cut. Because they was getting rid of commentators on ESPN left and right, like Shaq and the rest of them. The fellow who used to play for
Mhm.
for the Philadelphia, he got rid of them. When you look at him, he got away. He got away.
Mhm.
But let's
But
go
you
to the.
can't you can't take somebody when they're valuable and when they're bringing the audience, because Steve is bringing people to the yard, the boys to the yard. He is definitely in demand and bringing numbers, and so they want the numbers. The advertisers need the numbers. The sponsors need the numbers, and so he is bringing that. He would have been gone if he wasn't.
Well, the only way he done it, how he got there was his big mouth, was to talk down a bit against the number one team
You
in
don't
the
think he
whole.
know his game? You
He
don't think
he
he know
knows
what he's
he
talking
knows
about?
he knows he's a commentator. He knows
That's right.
sports, and he got it through the Dallas Cowboys. By
Yes.
coming down on Dak and the rest of them. When we look at the scrimmages, the playoff games, the not playoff game but pre games, week one, you find that the Ravens beat the Colts 24-16. The Eagles beat the Cincinnati Bengals 34
Mm.
to 27, and the Seahawks tied with the Raiders 23 to 23.
Wow.
The Detroit Lions beat the Atlanta Falcons 17 to 10, and the Browns, where Sanders played, was 30 to 10. And then the Commanders played against the New
Mm.
England Patriots, and the score was 48 to
Mhm.
18. That's only preseason. They didn't have none of their star players in there. They
Mhm.
only had a bunch of ones who trying to make it on the squad. Debo didn't play, along with the Jalen. He didn't play, so they just only had the rookies, the
Mhm.
people who trying to play the game out there started. Now, on Wilson and the boys played against the Buffalo Bills, and they won
Mhm.
34 to 25. Dot came out, who quarterback at that time, and he had 154 yards
Mhm.
thrown. Then the Vikings played against the Texas. I want to say that the boy from the Minnesota Vikings, he's doing well. I saw a little insert on him, and they won 20 to 10. Then the Cowboys played against the LA Rams, and the score was 31 to 21, and the Rams beat the Cowboys. All of this is preseason. And then the Steelers came out and played
Mhm.
against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Steelers won 31 to 25. Tampa Bay beat the Tennessee Titans 29 to 7. The Jets beat the Green Bay Packers 30 to 10. The Chiefs lost to the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Cardinals 20 to 17, and the Broncos beat the Miami Dolphins 30 to 24. So you got some games coming
Wow.
on this weekend. They're starting to the 15th on down. You got a few games coming on 15th to 16th, and then the season starts September the 4th, and the
Wow.
Philadelphia Eagles will be playing against the Dallas Cowboys in Philly.
Well, we're almost there, y'all. In the meantime, we're going to continue to cover the WNBA and other sports. But hey, we are gearing up for this football season, and it is going to be a monster. Look, we're going to see you all later on. Make sure you check out FYI After Dark, 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Those open doors where I am.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, this FYI radio show, with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 and on all social media platforms. And don't forget, for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at fyradioshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day now. Bye now.
All right, all right. We have covered the WNBA. We're talking about the NFL, the season coming up real soon. And I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Make sure you all get your team, everything right, so we can rock together, cover the game. Hopefully, and I'm putting this in the air, and this is what I heard. I had gotten an invitation to go to a professional game. Let's see if it happens this year. Hopefully, it will. Look, we got some things going on. Our FYI After Dark. We're going to be doing our Hot Topics with Yolanda Hinton, Around the Town with Edward Everett, Community News and Events, Relationship 2025, Cryptocurrency, Money and More with Mr. Jason Baker. Of course, we're going to do our daytime FYI Monday Sports Talk like today. We probably do a replay until we get back into the season of the After Dark live. Also, Wednesday, What's Under the Hat? Men's Issues. If you all have a great topic for our men, we had a great topic last week. And if you all have any suggestions, make sure you put it in the chat. Make sure you inbox Mr. E's going to give you the information in a few minutes. If you have any suggestions for any other show, like our Fun Friday Women's Issues, let us know. We would love to cover the things that you want to hear and the things that you want to talk about. Also, we're going to be serving that tea, on our After Dark show. But the Hot Topics is something that's going to be coming up after we get back with our live show as well. So listen, we want you to follow us on social media, and you can be a special guest internal sponsor. Mr. E has the information, contact numbers, and he's going to give it to you right now.
If you'd like to be a special guest or intern or sponsor or sit in the audience, all you have to do is email us your email, and we email you back. And all you have to do is send it to FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or give us a call at 757-714-7861. Or you can inbox us at FYI Radio Show at whatever's Facebook page, or Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. And all who own all social media platforms, you know how to text us and tag us and let us know that you want to be a special guest or sponsor. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you all. Denise Sherrod, good morning. Then we have someone over here on Instagram, Rakesh, I believe, RAKESH.PAWR.50596. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. Look, we're going to see you on our Wednesday show, What's Under the Hat? Issues Concerning Men. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.